Ready, Cap.
Hello everyone, J5 the Hyperforce here, you know the one, the guy that flies super high with style and panache, and welcome to this Hyper Talk. I think this is a Hyper Talks? You've seen the video title, so you know this is a Bottleman DX Tierlist, but I forgot if I made it a Hyper Talks or not. I think I did.
Yes!
So, this is going to be a bit more of a casual video, a bit more of a non-scripted mess, just like the original tier list video was. I'm just going to go through a tier list that I created myself on tierlistmaker.com. So it wasn't really by myself, but I'm going to go through a tier list of all the DX Bottlemen and rank them all and chat shit, just like the original video. I think DX has ended because of stuff I've seen. I can't talk about it because Takara might slap my ass again, and not in a good way. Given some of the stuff I know, I think this season of Bottleman DX is finished. So I think it might be time to do the tier list. The next series might be DX2, but it's still like our new start, so I think we're at the end of DX, so I'm going to be doing the tier list. Hopefully it's the end of DX, or else this video is going to be really awkward. Let me switch camera views to that one, and here's our tier list. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 32, 33 Bottlemen to rank. Fuck. I think it shouldn't take too long to rank them all. I do have some things to say about a lot of these, but other ones are just really fucking basic and I can just rank them very quickly. So let's just see how it goes, shall we? Again, this is not scripted, this is minimal editing, this is a more casual video. If I make mistakes, yeah. Colamaru DX, the first DX Bottleman. Man, where do I put that? I mean, right off the bat, DX starts off with a pretty good Bottleman. Since this series is based on its customizability, which it's absolutely shit at, I will be ranking these guys based on their customization features and just how they act on their own and how they can act as a custom. And I think Colamaru DX is actually pretty good. The wings are nice for a good grip, the head's pretty cool, and a power core is always nice. But because of DX's limitations, he would go here, but DX really doesn't like its power types. The rubber drive strip's cool though. It's got pretty good stats, it performs pretty well. It's, as a solo Bottleman it's great, but as a custom Bottleman the only thing you really get are the wings, because even the hands, the flappy hands don't work unless it's on a power core, which you'll see with these two down here later on. So yeah, A tier. Aqua Sports goes C tier. He's good. He's alright. He's like the most okay Bottleman. His gimmick is the short magazine, which is so short that it even struggles to hold the 3 cats it's meant to. So it's kind of shit in that regard. As soon as you get a long magazine, Aqua Sports is outclassed. But it's angled foot part, which angles it up slightly to keep cats in the air for longer. It's nice. It does give him a bit more of an advantage to just any speed type holding a long magazine. Life for Guardian one on the other hand is going in D tier. As soon as you get a long barrel, he becomes obsolete. At least Aqua Sports has the tilted foot part. I got a message on my phone. Oh yeah, I don't really like how Aqua Sports looks. I like the colour scheme, I just don't like the dragon head. I like that it's an animal and not just a robot wearing an animal suit. I do like that these two are actually animals, but this guy's and this guy's if that made any sense. Life for Guardian one is literally just barrel and that's it. Kind of weird how it has the cap on the side instead of on the head, but whatever. It's what it is. Knowing other control types, it performs fine enough, but the short barrel gets outclassed as soon as you get access to a long barrel. So, Bottle Phoenix DX, we'll put him there. This isn't my B-Daman bias talking, I just prefer the eyes. The all-white color scheme is kind of jarring a little. I do like the anime eyes. I love the eyes of on the original Bottleman system, but then Kolomaru DX just does not have eyes anymore. It's weird. I don't like it. I have Bottle Phoenix versus Kolomaru. They're basically the same figure, but different colors, but I just prefer Bottle Phoenix. And this isn't the B-Daman bias talking. I don't like the all-white color scheme, but I do like the eyes. I do like the B-Daman representation, and the solid core, instead of the translucent core, technically makes it stronger. Like a stability thing. These two are great Bottlemen. I just prefer him. Oh yeah, by the way, these are ranked based on position, so the closer to the letter, the more I like it. And blue Kolomaru can go here, because I prefer the colour blue. It's literally it. Red Aqua Sports goes with him. These two come from the same set. They're just colour swaps of the other Aqua Sports and Kolomaru. They're just recolours. It's not like some of these later on where they are actually different. I think Red Aqua Sports looks a bit tacky, to be honest, so he goes behind the regular Aqua Sports. Now, Raid Brave, you should be there. You should be there. But you're going here. I want to say here, but technically he'd be here. The reason why is because Bottleman DX. So, Wonder Grape, the previous vertical shooter, I ranked in S tier because it's actually cracked. It's so good. So you think the other vertical shooter would be good as well. Like, he should be S, but he's C, because I think he's weaker. His hold parts are rubber, so he's probably still pretty strong. But the thing that really kills it for me is his lack of customization. With Wonder Grape, it was fine. It was like a specialty Bottleman. Plus, the prototype system didn't really prioritize its customization. It just did what it wanted. But Bottleman DX is literally named after its customizability. DX means drink cross. The whole idea of it being called drink cross is so that you can mix and match parts. The only thing you can mix on this guy is its fucking head. That's it. And I would have put him in B just because he's a vertical shooter. It's like, oh, he probably still is a specialty. But there's this guy down here, Dragogina, which absolutely makes Raid Brave, like, unforgivable. You cannot customize Raid Brave at all. The only thing you can change is the head. And in a series where customization is, like, its vocal point, it should be an F tier, but I don't have an F tier because no Bottleman in this series is actually bad. There are some really clunky ones, but there's no Samet or CC Leon to speak of in the series. I mean, there is CC Leon, but that's the DX incarnation, not the original. There's no bad Bottlemen in the series, but Raid Brave really doesn't... I don't want to put it anywhere else. I would have put it in F, but it's technically not bad. It performs well by itself, but then you take into account that it's in a series based on customization, and it's trash. Absolute fucking dog shit. And there are some other Bottlemen in this line that proves that Takara could have made it customizable. They just chose not to. I'm so tempted to put it in D, but it still performs well. There are some Bottlemen here that I do not own, so I am theoretically analysing some of these. I'm pretty sure Raid Brave would still perform well. Not as good as Wonder Grape, but yeah, he's just staying in C because he's an uncustomizable bastard. So, Doc Pepeon, I'm going to put it in B tier because I own Bottle Wyvern, so I have the pieces to assemble this guy. I have the armor in black and I've got many speed cores, and I mean, he's good. A lot of people really like Doc Pepeon, but I guess I just don't get it. The hand grip is a good idea where it's one-handed, so then you can reload with the other, but reloading Bottlemen in general is really fucking awkward. I don't like reloading Bottlemen. It is so awkward. The prototype system was easier, but even then it was still a bit awkward. And finding the right hand position to hold Doc Pepeon with is harder than you think. Maybe it's just because my hands are tiny, although these are made for children, so you'd think I'd have a better time since my hands are so small, but whatever, I guess. I do like it. Remember, D is good, but not great. So B is like pretty good. I do like Doc Pepeon. I like its colours. I just don't like holding it that well. I just don't like holding it. And that's like the entire point. There is a bit of a personal bias in this tier list, because again, it's mine. There are probably other tier lists, other rankings for DX that you could find. They might rank him here. I think a lot of people actually rank Doc Pepeon in S, but I'm doing B because I struggle to hold him. Earth Roller can go here. It's a control type that rolls back and forth. and the orange is a little garish, but it's because it's paired up with like lime green. The colours are a bit weird. It would perform well. This is one I don't own. I actually do own one. I own the blue one, but I haven't opened it yet. It rolls from side to side, so you have control of where your Bottleman will be when you shoot, and you know, it's all about its positioning, and from what I've heard and what I've seen, it actually works pretty well. But it's also a control type, so it's kind of smooth to fire. Like, it being smooth to fire is great, but then the shots don't feel good to shoot sometimes. Control types are weird, and I just prefer other types. But if you put the rollers onto a speed or power core, that'd be cool. It's got a pretty good customization system, but again, it's a control core, so I mean, it should go in B, I guess, but it rolls and that's about it. I feel like this video has been a mess. This is why I script my videos. CC Leon DX. If you've been watching me, it will be no surprise that he goes here. I love this Bottleman. This Bottleman is great. It's a bit impractical to use, I will admit. It is very fucking janky. It literally is a handful to handle. It's very cumbersome, but for a lot of the stuff that it does, and a lot of the design elements that it brings to the series, I genuinely love this guy. It's one of my favourite DX Bottlemen, and I'm so glad I bought one. It's such a glow up as well, because if you remember in the original tier list for the prototype system, I ranked CC Leon as the worst Bottleman because it just did not function. But CC Leon DX, actual beast. It's the first quadruped. Oh wait, Raid Brave is our first quadruped. That was also Wonder Great. But CC Leon is our first quadrupedal Bottleman that has a horizontal core, which is cool. The back legs are really useful for gripping the trigger, because the triggers are really long in the series, so you have more comfortable hand positions with this guy. And the whole design of it being an actual lion and not just a robot in a lion suit, it's great. I love the variety of the way that the Bottlemen can present themselves in the series. You still have your mechas, which is great, but you also have your animals now, which is also pretty rad. And now we have them where they can stand on 4 feet. I mean, the vertical shooters did that too, but I don't know why CC Leon was the one that really hit me. It was like, oh my god, we have quadrupedal Bottlemen. Quadrupedal B-Daman has never been a thing. So this is really fun. And then its main gimmick of having these cartridges full of bottle caps and you can slam them into the Bottleman and just get an instant refill. It's great. CC Leon by itself can only shoot 2 shots, which isn't the best. Aquasport's fucking outclassed that. But the whole cartridge slamming thing is great. You essentially have 10 shots with this guy, because there's 2 in the Bottleman and then 8 in the two cartridges. So it's a really fun Bottleman to use, just slamming it in and just rushing out a flurry of shots. The only thing I don't like about it is the colour scheme, because I'm not really the biggest fan of yellow and green, but if you've seen my review of this guy, you would know I still gave it perfect marks. It is awkward to use, and I think half of the problem is just because it's Bottleman DX, but there's a lot to it that makes it just so good. Again, the main gimmick is fun, the whole way it presents itself is great, the back legs help a lot with firing. It's so good. It's so good. Even if you got rid of the magazine, the body set is still amazing. I really like CC Leon DX. Now, Kerpeps DX, where do I put you? Yeah, I think I'm actually going to put him in B tier. Just like CC Leon, he's really awkward to handle because it's 2 shots instead of 1, so you have to reload him twice as much. And like I said earlier, reloading Bottlemen, especially DX Bottlemen, is fucking ass. But I just like him. At certain angles I don't, but it's just a cool Bottleman. He's a double shooter, which is fun. He has good arm parts the same way as the hind legs of CC Leon. It helps you grip the Bottleman better and like have easier access to the trigger, although this guy really needed it because of the long ass trigger. It's just cool. It's a cool Bottleman, although it's awkward to reload, so that's why it's not in A or S. I like it, I just don't like using it. But Kerpeps' partner in crime, bloody Aowashi, goes here. I don't like this Bottleman. I don't get it. I don't get this guy. Speed type, so he has access to magazines, which is great. but the trigger makes it so much harder to use. Using the trigger with him specifically is so shit. I don't like the wings and that trigger. So it's a panel trigger, so you push down on it. Doing it with the wing grips doesn't feel right to me specifically. It might be good for other people, but again, this is like a Doc Pipion situation where my hands just don't. I grip and I press. Putting his trigger on Aquasports feels better, because my thumbs are already in sort of a better pushing position, whereas if it's wing grips, they're not in the best position. Does that make any sense? Not a fan of the colour scheme. I like the head, but I don't like the headpiece itself. I like the top bit with the wing, with like the wing crest and the bird head. That's great, but then the actual face itself I don't like. And for some reason you can't put it on a Kolomaru headpiece. Like they designed it purposely so then they couldn't swap crests, and I don't get it. It took more effort to do that, and it would have been cool to have that little bit of sneaky customization in a series that's based on customization, but whatever. The arm, the hands, the hand paddles that Kolomaru have don't work on this guy because it's a speed core and not a power core. So you just, yeah, one of the features of this guy doesn't work because it's a remold. The trigger only really works on speed and control cores, but if you put it on a power core, it makes it harder to shoot. I'm pretty sure the trigger's meant to be like a smoother trigger, so it makes shots smoother to fire, but you put that on a power core and it makes it even harder to shoot, and it even makes speed types harder to shoot, so I don't know. This guy just fails, and then he is bottom. Absolute fucking bottom. So, if you give Ayawashi a different head, core, and trigger, you can turn it into a green Kolomaru. The control custom, where it's got a control core, and then it's got the wings, and that's about it. The next guy coming up, Arrowcider, literally does what he does completely better. This guy is literally pointless. I think the only reason why he exists is because Ayawashi is already so Kolomaru-esque in general. They had the parts, so they might as well just complete the set to make a proper Kolomaru, but it's so bad. It literally does nothing unique. A control-type wing grip literally is done by Arrowcider completely better. And if you want Kolomaru, you just get Kolomaru. This guy is the bottom of the tier list. I'm just gonna say that. He is the absolute bottom of the tier list because he literally doesn't need to exist, but he does. But again, remember, there's no bad Bottlemen in DX. There's some really janky ones like Kerpeps, but Kolomaru Control still functions. It still works, and it's still probably a good Bottleman to use, but it's just so pointless. It literally does nothing. At least with Life or Guardian one, it does what it wants. It knows what it does and it just does it. With Kolomaru Control Custom, the arm part, gimmick doesn't even work. The only thing that works are the wings. And again, it gets outclassed by the only good control type. Okay, I say that despite the fact that I said every Bottleman here is good. Earth Roller has its gimmick and that's it. Life of Guardian one has its gimmick and that's it. The other control types that are coming up just have their gimmick. They work, and that's all they really do. Arrowcider is actually fucking goated. And control types in this series literally are just, they exist. I think Earth Roller is the only one you could argue is that could actually be ranked up higher, but I think personally that Arrowcider is the best one because of its gimmick. It has these modular pieces that you can attach to different points on the Bottleman to give it different control gimmicks. Its gimmick is having other gimmicks. It has its wing grip mode, which makes it outclass Kolomaru Control Custom. It has the wing grip mode. It has a admittedly very shit barrel mode. It's the same problem that Gyoka Rock has. The actual barrel itself is too wide to even affect anything, but it does have a barrel mode, and it also has a stabilizer mode. The stabilizer mode is pretty good for if you want to use it on speed customs. You give Arrowcider a speed core and it's like a perfect speed type because you could do one-handed grip with it to reload the magazine, and if the magazine's too heavy you just give it stabilizers. And Arrowcider has a perfect mode. It can access all three of its modes at once if you have enough pieces. You do have to buy other Arrowciders, which is the worst part about it. You need to buy 3 of them to get the triple mode, but yeah, you could have two of them, give one of them stabilizer mode and the wing grip mode, give it a magazine with a speed core, and it literally dominates. Arrowcider is actually really good. It's so good. Even though it's a control type and they can be a bit bland, the gimmick itself makes this guy amazing. I think I'm gonna put him in A tier actually, because again, control core. You'd need to swap out his control core in order to make him even better, but I'll put him in S for now, and we'll see how I feel later on, because there is another Arrowcider I need to rank, and it's not a recolor. Sorry if you could hear a fan all that time. My laptop likes to kick off when I do these recordings, because it's a lot of power, isn't it? So it tries to cool itself down, and I had my cool boost on, so it got even louder. But back to the tier list. So yeah, I just think Arrowcider is really good. I think he's neat. There were pre-release screenshots that accidentally gave him a speed core frame, but with control hold parts. So that would have been cool. I mean, he already has a built-in barrel, so I guess it makes sense that he wouldn't need a barrel, but you get him properly and he just has a standard control core, so it would have been cool if he got that control speed core, but someone down here gets it later. I think it's you. So, Satan DX. Funnily enough, I predicted this guy, but I was expecting it to be this one down here. Where do I put him? I'll put him here. Yeah, that seems fair. A rank is just the Kolomaru rank. No, actually, I'm putting him here. Hear me out. This is kind of a lame Bottleman when you really think about it. All that it really does is roll forward. It's basically the same thing as Earth Roller. It's basically the same thing as him, because he just rolls from side to side. He rolls forwards and backwards, but the back and forth rolling actually plays with physics. So when you thrust the guy forward while shooting, it adds speed and power to a shot, which works on any core. And that's why I put him in A tier. His gimmick is universal. A lot of power type gimmicks only work on themselves, and in some cases are Bottleman specific. Like Curbheps, the reason why he's a power type is because he does. Alright, phone. He's the power type because he does double shots. His core and his trigger are needed for that gimmick. Kolomaru's hands pressing onto the hold parts in order to shoot harder shots. Those hand pieces only work on power cores. The rubber drive strip that Kolomaru and Raid Brave have only work on themselves because it's built into the cores. Same thing with a double shot. Curbheps here. Raid Brave's entire thing is just him. The vertical core is not compatible with any other Bottleman. It's just him specific. But with Satan, his rollers, both his foot part and his arm parts, can be put on any Bottleman, besides from Dragogina and Raid Brave, and work. It can go on a speed core, it can go on a power core, it can go on a control core, it can even go on Curbheps' double core. If you want a boost in speed and power, and you don't mind some physical exertion by thrusting the Bottleman forward, you could have a control type that can boost its speed and power just by thrusting the fucking thing forwards. Satan is great. On its own, it's kind of bland, but then you realise, oh wait, its gimmick can be used by anyone. Plus it has little cap holders, which Valhalla does use, but it has little cap holders, so if you wanted cap storage, similar to CC Leon, you could literally just put caps in the wings, pop them out, and throw them in. If you want like a twin Drozero sort of deal, anybody gets that B-Daman. Satan is a bit weird looking himself, but his gimmick is great. I do like it. He's also the only power type, I think, that doesn't have a rubber strip. I mean, so does Curbheps, but he literally has a double core. So yeah, Satan's the only like power type to not have a rubber drive strip, which is very weird. Now that I think about it, that is weird. How you think that'd be a Kolomaru thing, but it isn't. I guess his gimmick is tension, added power. The Entei version of CC Leon, the Fire, Flame, Homura version, whatever you want to call it, I'm putting him behind the original CC Leon because while I do prefer red, it's very, very fucking gaudy. Even the core is red. He's a fiery lad, so he goes there. It's still CC Leon, so he's still S tier, he just looks a little bit worse. I don't know. Oh my god, my boyfriend. Fucking Where do I put him? I want to put him there. I'm going to put him here because Arrowcider is more versatile and CC Leon is just fucking goated. Colormaro Energy DX might actually be my favourite. While I am ranking these on, like, performance, I think Colormaro Energy might be my favourite. If you know the history with me in this Bottleman, you'll know that I've been waiting for this thing for like 2 years, and now that it's here, while it is somewhat disappointing, I still love it to death. Most of the disappointing things is its colour scheme, which is fixed by Bottle Phoenix Energy DX, but, talking about the original one here, I would have preferred it with Colormaro Energy colours, you know, Coca-Cola Energy. The yellow is also a bit basic. Its key art is trash. I don't know. I really like this Bottleman. It takes the original Colormaro and just turns it up to 11. Those springs on his arms are actually stupidly powerful. It has the rubber drive strip, it has bigger wings. The wings themselves are actually really good for control customs because they're so big and they cover such a wide surface area because the wings actually touch the floor. The trigger pad's massive too, so it helps with that. This guy's good. It's a little bit over-designed, I feel, and the gold is kind of tacky, and the yellow is shit, but as a Bottleman itself, it's great. I wish that the arm parts would have been compatible with, like, other cores, but I guess it is one of those specialty Bottlemen, which is, it's just designed for itself. But it does suck, but I really like it. Colormaro Energy DX literally is, like, the most itself Bottleman outside of Raid Brave. If you want the strongest power type, you get him. His arm parts don't really work on any other cores, so you just keep him as he is, and he's stupidly strong. There is a way to make him better by using Arrowcider Red's core, but we'll talk about him later. Yeah, this guy is really simple to explain. He's just the Colormaro, but, like, stupidly stronger, and it's great. I love the springs. Bit over-designed, don't like the collars, but he still performs really well. But his customizability is really shit, which is why he's behind CC Leon and Arrowcider, because their customizability is better. And oddly enough, it's always to do with the grip. Hind legs on CC Leon and the wing grips on, yeah, it's weird. So, the Royal Gryphon Trio, Greno DX, Milkaiser DX, and Royal Gryphon itself. So for those of you who don't know, why you're watching a Bottleman video if you don't know what Bottleman is, it's fine. My channel tends to be a bit beginner friendly anyways. Greno and Milkaiser combine together to make Royal Gryphon. That's the whole idea. It goes from a two-handed two-shooter to a single-unit triple shooter. And Argareno and El Milkaiser are kinda trash. I'm gonna do that. I so want to put him in D, but he's still a vertical shooter. I think I'll put him there. Because El Milkaiser, while very bulky and kind of awkward to use, it's still a speed type. Magazine access in the series is really good. Because every Bottleman can only shoot one shot before reloading. Speed types have such a great advantage. And then you have Greno, who has, I think, the better grip, but is also a control type, so he's slightly weaker and has no magazine access. I might do that instead, actually, because the D tiers here are outclassed. They're good, but outclassed. Raid Brave still has a niche, I think. So, yeah, those two by themselves literally are just parts. They're okay, but if you want a better one-handed grip, you go with Dog Pepeon or just one-hand Arrowcider. But he goes here. I love Royal Gryphon. It's stupid. It's so stupid. It's so impractical. When he at the Royal Gryphon has the same issue as Curbheads, but even worse, so he should probably go here. In fact, I probably am going to keep him there. Reloading him is a fucking nightmare, but oddly enough, it's very customizable. You think this very specialized Bottleman wouldn't be very customizable, but he is. If you swap Gareno's core with a different core, like a speed core, you practically have two speed cores with magazines. You just have access to two of them at once, and then you have a vertical core for power shots. And this vertical core is not the strongest, which is why I think Raid Brave might be weaker than Wonder Great, but the rubber does make him stronger. One of the examples for the customs for Royal Gryphon have him use the DX custom set pieces, so Ayawashi DX, his core, where Argareno would be, and then use the long magazine that comes with the DX custom set. Royal Gryphon is a set, so it comes with a magazine and a barrel for Argareno and El Milkaiser and a combined form, so you could literally have two long magazines, two speed cores, one power core, and just unleash hell. It's so fun. This Bottleman is way more of a novelty, but it's so good. Ranking its performance, everything above it, that being the Kolomarus, Tan Satan, Energy DX, CC Leon, and Arrowcider, they work better. They're way more functional as actual competitive Bottlemen. He's like the most fun though. Royal Gryphon is so fun. I am a person who really enjoys the gimmicks more than actual competitive viability. So if I really was just gonna rank this out of how much I enjoy it, it'd go here. But it isn't practical to use, so there we go. Bottom of A tier. And then we have you, who can go there. Actually, I kind of like it a bit more. But, yeah, it's Kolomaru 0 DX. It's just a recolor like the other Kolomarus here. So he goes there. Dragogina goes here. Hear me out. This Bottleman is actually cracked. This stupid motherfucker. I didn't have high expectations for him. I just thought he was going to be a stupid, fun Bottleman. Like Royal Gryphon. I thought he was just going to be stupidly fun. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Royal Gryphon, if you use the arm parts and the middle core correctly enough, you can give a Bottleman a side weapon, which I'm pretty sure wasn't intended, but you can do it and it's fun. It's great. You could just have, like, Bottle Phoenix with a side mount. It's great. I love that bit of customizability from Royal Gryphon as well. And back to Dragogina. Yeah, I was expecting it to literally just be itself, like, Raid Brave is. Wouldn't be compatible with anyone else, would be stupid to use, would be hard to use. Again, like Royal Gryphon, where reload times is shit. I thought it was just Takara being weird. But then the Bottleman came out, the bastard came out, and not only is he valid, he's actually the best. This is a situation like CC Leon, where I appreciate it more for what it does rather than what it is. And Dragogina itself, kind of hard to use. It's a quadruped like CC Leon, so holding the back legs is a viable option for, like, controlling the Bottleman. It shoots 4 shots at once with the press of 2 triggers, but you can also modulate those shots, so you could do 1, 1, 1, 1, or you could do, like, 1 and 3, or you could do 2 and 2. You don't just shoot all 4 at once. The triggers split, so you can just modulate how much shot fire you want to do. Well, the bottle caps can jam because of the way that the grooves are shaped on the bottle caps that come with Dragogina. The caps that come with Dragogina for some reason are different, and they get jammed easier because I guess the trigger doesn't press fully in all the way far enough. But yeah, you can modulate how many shots you want to do. The wings act like magazines, so once you've shot 4 shots, 4 more will load in, giving this guy 8 in capacity, which is destructively wild. It's so good at its control because it's so massive and it just covers such a good surface area. It's powerful, it's fast, it's gimmicky, but the thing that turned him from being a novelty A tier to an absolute top tier is its body set. Same with CC Leon, the body set puts it in S tier. This thing is huge. It's actually massive, so you'd think all of its parts would only be used for its own core, but no. If you take the limbs apart and reorientate the positions, it works on other cores! What? So you can take these massive limbs, reorientate them so then they're smaller, put them on other horizontal cores, and you can have Dragogina's parts on other cores. And you know what the funny thing is? It works the other way around as well. Look at the example image I'm putting here. You can have other standard Bottleman figure parts on this core. What the fuck? And this is why I hate Raid Brave. I disliked Raid Brave before, but I sort of took it. I just sort of accepted it because it was like, maybe Takara just doesn't know how to do vertical cores. Vertical core customizability. I mean, this should have been the point where they figured it out because a customizable vertical core would be great. But then Dragogina came out, and you can't argue that it's like, oh, this is later in development. There are certain parts of the wings that you can take off, put together, and it becomes a magazine for Raid Brave. They designed both Raid Brave and Dragogina at the same time. Raid Brave has ports in its core for Dragogina's wings. They designed both of them at the same time, and they just looked at Raid Brave and just said, nah, we're not going to make it customizable. What the fuck? Dragogina proves that Takara were just twats when it came to Raid Brave. How does this massive Bottleman, who shoots 4 shots at once, have more customizability options than Raid Brave? How does the bloody gimmick ass-filled Royal Gryphon have more customizability options than bloody basic Raid Brave? How? It's so stupid. Dragogina is so customizable. It's so weird. It also has arm ports. Dragogina has the ability to put arm parts on its arms. It didn't need that, but it has it. There is no arm parts that would work for it. I don't remember what arm parts would actually be good for it. But the fact you can put arm parts on his own limbs, what? Why is that there? That didn't need to be there, but it is. Dragogina is way more customizable than you'd think it is. You can put his limbs on standard Bottlemen. You can put standard Bottlemen limbs on his core. What the fuck? It's so dumb. It's so good. So that's why he's S tier. He's way more than he should have been. And he proves that Raid Brave is a piece of shit. Alright, so the rest of these are recolors and random collection sets. But the next 5 are actually pretty cool because they have mixed cores. So the frame is of one type, but the hold parts are of another type. So we have Bottle Wyvern. He goes there. He's just a recolor of Dog Pepeon, but he has control hold parts instead of speed hold parts, but he still has a speed core, so he still has access to magazines. He still has the same problems I have with Dog Pepeon, but still, Dog Pepeon's still a good Bottleman. The only reason why he's lower is because the weaker hold parts that control types have. I just prefer speed. But he has access to magazines, so he's still like a good B tier. Now we have Valhaz. There's something I forgot to mention with Tansatan. So with Tansatan, Takara showed off that his gimmick works on other cores. So it adds power and speed to speed types, it can add power and speed to control types. Valhaz is literally a living example of this. There. Yes. So it's a speed type with a control core, so it has access to a barrel but not magazines, but it still has the rollers from the speed. It's able to power up its shots and make them faster with the Tansatan gimmick. It also has a new head. Oh my god, people are messaging me. Oh no, I like Valhaz, but I can see that it's worse than Tansatan. It's kind of a silly Bottleman. It's kind of meh, to be honest, but I still stan it. It is technically a female Bottleman, but a woman. Gold Valhaz goes there too. I prefer the white colour instead of the gold colour, but it's literally the same Bottleman. So it has one of the best universal gimmicks, but has one of the weirder cores. I don't really like it. But then we have this guy, who I'm going to put there. This version of Earth Roller still has its rolling gimmick from side to side, but it has a power core that it's power hold parts with a control core, so it can have a barrel. It's literally a better Earth Roller because it has power hold parts and it's rubber too, so it's even stronger. Just let me check if it really is control core, because I'll be embarrassed if I got it wrong. It is a control core, okay. You can tell by the hole in the front. Yeah, it's literally just Earth Roller, but with stronger hold parts. It makes it better. Red Arrowcider's goated. There we go. Right, so it has rubber drive strip power core. Its official promo images doesn't show it with a rubber hold part, but it comes with one, which is weird. They must have changed their minds at the last moment. The core is speed, so we have a power speed type. So this guy can take magazines while having strong hold parts, but then it gets better because it's Arrowcider. Its whole gimmick is being a modular control type. Put it into barrel mode, and well, yes, the barrel mode is shit, and then give it a magazine, it's a perfect Bottleman. It's perfect type, kinda. Again, the barrel's sort of shit, but even if you put it in its wing mode or its stabilizer mode, especially if you give it a big magazine, it has elements of every single type. It has power hold parts, it has access to magazines, and it has access to control gimmicks. It's so good, and there's been reports of it being stronger in its barrel mode because of the way that the arms kind of get connected together. So it being on the shoulders doesn't really mean anything, but it being on the front of the arms sort of keep the arms from pulling out. I don't know, but people have reported that barrel mode on this guy is even stronger. And I'm back from things, and I lost track of where I was. Red Arrowcider is pretty strong, he's pretty cool. The fact that he's a random pull from a random collection is shit, but yeah, he's just got everything. He's got control body parts, he's got power hold parts, he's got a speed core so he can accept magazines. It's great. He's fun. He's really good. I think that's all I gotta say. He's a pretty good jack of all trades. Bottle Phoenix Energy DX. Despite the fact that I hate the name, he's the better Calamari Energy DX. Exact same Bottleman, just different colours, and the colours just look a lot better on him. He has like a blue core instead of like the white core of Bottle Phoenix, so he's got a lot more colour diversity than Bottle Phoenix. Bottle Phoenix Energy DX is just the better figure. He's cool, he's fun, I love him. Conic Kerpeps DX. You go there. He breaks the naming convention of all the B-Daman Bottlemen so far because they're like Bottle Phoenix, Bottle Wyvern, Bottle Phoenix Energy. But he's not Bottle Cerberus, he's Conic Kerpeps, which is weird, but I kind of prefer the Pepsi colours compared to the Conic Cerberus colours, but still cool that he's a thing. He goes here. This is Axel CC Leon DX. He's based on the Battle B-Daman Axel Leon. CC Leon DX is actually based on Axel Leon from Battle B-Daman, and this recolor just proves that entirely. You know how I said it earlier, like, oh, the yellow and green colour scheme, I don't really like it that much. Well, I like this colour scheme more, so he comes before the original, because the silver and the yellow and the blue, I like it. This one goes here, yellow Aquasports. I've already said that I'm not the biggest fan of Aquasports. It's like the most okay Bottleman. The yellow one just looks worse. It just looks worse. Oh, no, you go here. Don't be jumping tears now, you dick. Blue, him. He goes there, I guess. It's just a recolor. These random boosters don't have unique cores like Volume 2 does. Volume 3 is literally just recolors, so he would go there. I prefer the blue on Raid Brave than the red. That's where those recolors go, and that's the entirety of the DX tier list. So, just to reiterate why everyone's in the positions they are, Calamari Control is pointless. Lifeful Guardian 1 is very overshadowed. Ayawashi, the gimmick just does not work. Raid Brave is a disappointment because it could have been our first customizable vertical core, but they just didn't do it. Dragogina proves that Takara just didn't give a shit. Il Milkaiser and Argareno, they're literally just parts of another Bottleman. They are okay on their own, but there are much better options. Earth Roller's kinda cool with its rollers, but it's just a control type at the end of the day. Aquasports is like the most okay Bottleman ever. In fact, Earth Roller should probably go there, but I don't know. Control is my least favourite type, so he kind of goes there. Aquasports, yeah, most okay Bottleman ever. Although his main gimmick, the magazine, doesn't really work that well, so he's kind of shit. Doc Pipion and Bottle Wyvern are okay Bottlemen. My hand just does not like them, but I do prefer the speed over the control hold parts, but both of them accept magazines, so they're both good. Blue Earth Roller is literally Earth Roller with better hold parts. It can even still accept a barrel. It can even still accept a barrel if that's what you want. Kerpepses are fun, but impractical. Valhaz is fun, but kind of basic. Royal Gryphon is really fucking cool, but very impractical. The Colamarus are very good basic Bottlemen. While they have a good handful of gimmicks, that being pressure hands, the drive strips, and the wings, they're really good solid Bottlemen that don't have a lot of issues. Tansatan is not as strong as the Colamarus, but his gimmick is universal, and that's why he goes higher. The gimmick can improve both speed and control types, not just power types, unlike the Colamarus. Both of the Energy DXs are very limiting, but very good at what jobs they want to do. Arrowcider is the best control type, you cannot argue with me. It literally can embody all three elements of control types, that being grip, stability, and precision shooting, even though it's shit with its precision shooting, but whatever. The CC Leons are all really fun. They've all got really cool designs, they've all got really good grips, and the gimmick itself with the magazine is fun to utilize, if a bit impractical to use after expending them all, because you can't reload it bit mid-match unless you want to lose. Dragogina is a really surprising high tier because you think it'd just be itself, but no, all of its parts can be utilised on other Bottlemen, and its core can even be utilised by other Bottlemen. Not a lot of Bottlemen actually benefit from his core, like if you put Tan Satan on him, those rollers are never going to reach the floor, but the fact that it can do it is great. And then Red Arrowcider literally has everything. It has access to control gimmick, it has access to power gimmicks, and it has access to magazines. So like, it's the jack of all trade, master of almost all. He's not a master of none, because he's a really good power type. He can accept magazines and good control stuff, yeah. So that's why this tier list is like this. If you see an extra part to this video and it's not actually over yet, it's because DX isn't actually finished yet, and this was just bad timing. But given what I've seen, I think the next set of Bottlemen that we're getting is a start of a new system, or at least a sort of DX2, akin to Battle B-Daman's Fire Spirits line and Crossfight B-Daman's ES line. It may still be Bottleman DX, but it's going to be a new line focusing on a new sort of gimmick. So I think for base DX, or I guess you could say like wave 1 of DX, this is our tier list. This is my tier list. If you don't agree with this, then that's absolutely fine. Because again, this is pretty opinionated. I have tried to rank all of these based on their performance and like how actually practical they are and how good they would be as customs. You know, utilizing their pieces for customs, you know, like Red Arrowcider's wings and feet would be great. In fact, all of Red Arrowcider's great. But say you wanted like CC Leon's leg pieces, like they're really good leg pieces, so you know, like all of these are ranked for performance and customizability, but they're also ranked on my personal bias. You can see how I've sort of leaned into gimmicks more than practicality, because like stuff like Kerpeps and Royal Gryphon shouldn't be this high up on the tier list if you really think about it, but I like their gimmicks, so they're up there. But yeah, if you disagree with this tier list, then that's absolutely fine. This is a me tier list. This is very me orientated because this is my YouTube channel. There are other Bottleman tier lists out there. I personally know somebody who's also done a Bottleman DX tier list, so his opinions might be different to mine. I haven't seen that video yet, but yeah, this is what I think. Like, the Valhazes should not be this high, but for some reason I really like him. I really like Valhaz, even though he's kind of a bitch basic Bottleman. So yeah, that's gonna be my Bottleman DX tier list. I hope you enjoyed the video for how rambly and shitty it was. It was something alright, wasn't it? Although, what do I think about Bottleman DX? I think it is better and worse than the prototype system, aka the original Bottleman system. Like, a lot of the gimmicks are better, the design quality is better, like, these things will not shatter in your hands unlike prototypes. The build quality is better, the gimmicks are better, the designs are universally better. I say universally because some of the designs are shit, but there are outliers like Raid Brave who are very stingy with its customization. I like DX, but I also think there's a charm to the original prototype system that this series just does not capture at all. Yeah, that's my opinions on Bottleman DX. I think it's a cool line, but it's definitely way more B-Daman than it is Bottleman. I mean, I'm not complaining, I love B-Daman, but there was something really charming about the little bottles that would wear armor and shoot bottle caps. These are literally just bottles that then adopt armors, if that makes sense. Like, look at this Colomara versus this Colomara and you can see what I mean. So, thank you for watching the Bottleman DX tier list made by yours truly. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe so then this video can get out to more people. If my opinion means anything, it'd be fun to see what other people think of Bottleman DX and how they would rank all of the different Bottlemans. Maybe they have a different top pick. Maybe they think that Raid Brave should be higher up. But like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to stay up to date with all the stuff that I make. YouTube algorithm and shit like that. You can tell I don't have a script because I don't have any fancy way to do this outro bit. Follow me on Twitter at J5TheHyperforce to keep up to date with whatever I'm doing. You know, like whatever new videos I'm making, whatever projects I'm making, or little shitposty tweets, you know, stuff like that. If you have any fan art to send me, you know, stuff like my Bottleman custom Ride Speeder, or Sakura Yui, or VTuber Jody, or anything like that, send them over to me on my Twitter at J5TheHypersource. Hypersource? What? at This is why I should slow down when I'm speaking. Send them over to me on my Twitter at J5TheHyperforce. I got it right this time. And I'll feature that fan art in the next video I am editing at the time. You know, I can't put the fan art in once the video's already rendered and finished and ready for upload. And with all that said and done, thank you for watching this video. This has been J5 the Hyperforce. I will see you whenever next. Goodbye!